Yo, what's going on, everybody? This is Dylan Talk Sports. My name is Dylan. In today's video, what I'm going to be doing is we're going to talk about the Los Angeles Lakers and the Cleveland Cavaliers head coaching jobs. And the big question kind of going around is which head coaching job is more appealing. We have the Lakers head coaching job, which obviously carries the chance to coach the Lakers, the franchise, the historic franchise that has pretty much carried out legends on legends from Jerry West to Kobe Bryant to Shaquille O'Neal to Magic Johnson. The names go on and on. The thing with the Lakers is you don't really know what it's going to be like. If coaches are being fired left and right each and every single year with the Lakers. The roster is kind of in questions, but we do know they have a solid roster there kind of at this point. And then you transitioned over to the Cavaliers and you have a roster that's pretty damn good. You got a core four of Garland, Mitchell, Mobley, and Allen. So far, we think that's going to be still there next season. You get a lot of solid players around. Max Strus, Isaac Okoro possibly will come back next season, depending on what happens with his contract. Sam Merrill, George Yang, you got a lot of great pieces all around this team. And as a head coach, kind of what I wanted to do is just like look at these teams as a head coach perspective and say, what team would I want to go play or go coach? Would I want to be with the Lakers in the Western Conference, the bad boys Western Conference with a roster that's kind of in question, or the Cavaliers that also has a roster that's kind of in question, but like I said, in the Eastern Conference where it's a little bit easier. So what I wanted to do is kind of go through all the positives and negatives for each team of why a coach would want to coach each team, and then why a coach possibly wouldn't want to coach each team. And by the end, kind of give my opinion on which team I would probably want to coach. So without further ado, I'm going to stop rambling, and we're going to get straight into this. So if you're going to enjoy, as always, make sure you go and drop a like on this video. Be very much appreciated to do so. But without further ado, let's get into it. Now, I have this article here that's kind of from Cavs Insider that kind of goes through and breaks down some of the positives and negatives. So if you want to go check out this article completely for yourself, I'll put a link to it down in the description below. Now, a couple of things with the Los Angeles Lakers. Let's talk about some positives. Like I said, they are one of the most historic franchises out there. They're up there with the Boston Celtics and New York Knicks. Up there with some of the other franchises around different leagues, like with the Yankees and the Cowboys. If you coach the Lakers, your name is cemented in the history. And if you can win with the Lakers, if you can take the Lakers to an NBA Finals and win a national or win an NBA championship with the Lakers, your name is cemented into NBA history. Whereas with the Cavaliers, you have a franchise that's not really that known. They have a championship back in 2016 when whenever LeBron came back from 3 down 3-1. They won that title with Tyronn Lue. Tyronn Lue these days, he's still a good coach. He's coaching. He's with the Clippers. He just got the contract extension. The problem is we don't talk about him in like the likes of what we talk about some of these other legendary coaches that have coached the Lakers in the past. More importantly, the ones that won titles in the past. Now on Get Up, as you can see here, Zach Lowe, one of the NBA analysts, he pretty much said, it's not really a good job right now. And he says, and I quote, they're a play-in team pretty much every year. And on Get Up, he said here, and I quote, the Lakers job is not that great of a job. They're a play-in team pretty much every other year, or pretty much every year, in a conference that is only getting better all around them. The bottom and the top and the middle, it's a fight every year just to get out of the play-in. LeBron is almost 40. What's the vision for the team after LeBron leaves? Yeah, they have Anthony Davis. That's great. They have Austin Reeves and some other things. Like, you're not starting a no-brainer championship window. Every coach gets fired. I don't care how many years you have left on their contract. And he's got a lot of great points. LeBron, like I said, he's 40 years old. How much longer is he going to play? I've said in multiple videos here on the channel. He's got max, I would say 2 to 3 years. I would say 2 years he's got left in this league. In my eyes, I see him playing this next season and then he'll call it quits after that. Or maybe, who knows, maybe we might just see some breaking news flash up here in the next couple weeks saying that he's retiring from the NBA. Anthony Davis is your key piece. Austin Reeves is still there. Everything else around the team, we don't really know what's going to be there next season whenever we start off the regular season. And like I mentioned earlier, we just saw Darvin Ham. For those of you who did not or been living under a rock, Darvin Ham, the coach of the Lakers for the past couple years, he was in the Western Conference Finals the year before. Then this past season, he went to the Western got out of the play-in, was in the first round, played against the Denver Nuggets, and they lost. And he was fired. So in 2 of your seasons with the Lakers, you go to the Western Conference Finals, and also the year after that, you go into the play-in, you get out of the play-in, you go against the defending champions. Sure, you get gentlemen swept, but then you get fired for that. Now let's talk about the Cavaliers. Now, obviously, for those of you who do not know, I'm a Cavs fan, so I'm going to take my bias a little bit out of this. Like I mentioned with the Cavaliers, you have a core four of Garland, Mitchell, Mobley, and Al. Right now, there's a lot of talk right now going around that if Mitchell signs back and he signs that extension, Garland's and his team of Clutch Sports, they're going to ask to be traded. And then same thing kind of goes for if Evan Mobley signs his rookie extension, Jared Allen's probably going to get traded as well because we can't really afford 2 giant max contracts plus also Garland. So that'll be 3 contracts. We just can't afford it all. Now, as we know, J.B. Bickerstaff was fired. He went to the second round. He won the 7-game series against the Orlando Magic in Game 7. I think the thing that everybody is looking at is, why would you fire J.B. Bickerstaff? He did a great job. I think the reason why we let him go is because we only won that series against Orlando because Donovan Mitchell had to go nuclear mode in most of the games. And part of the reason he was out in the series against the Boston Celtics those last couple games, because I'm pretty sure he hurt himself carrying our asses. His back was probably so sore from carrying us. He was able to take down the Orlando Magic. We get to the second round, and it just seems like with J.B. Bickerstaff, he didn't make much adjustments. That was the problem. He doesn't make adjustments that well through the regulars or throughout the playoffs. It's like in the regular season, he tries new things, and I do realize injuries have been just hurting the team for a long time, and every year it was just like another thing after another thing after another thing. When you look at kind of how this team has gone, this year we got to the second round. The year before we got to the first round against the New York Knicks. The year before that we were in the play-in. So it kind of shows, even with J.B. Bickerstaff here, we were like slowly climbing the mountain. Now, could they have possibly waited another season and went into the next season and tried to see, could they have went and won with J.B. Bickerstaff? They could have. But with the Cavaliers, they are in a win now mode, and that has to entice a lot of head coaches. Kobe Altman, the president of the Cavaliers operations and everything, he is, like it says, he is in win now mode. He wants to win now. He is looking at this team, like I said, and even Brian Windhorst from ESPN, he's touched on the topic. It says here, this team is ready to go and win. If Donovan Mitchell is able to come back, if we're able to get a coach in here that can coach offense and get Mitchell, Garland, Mobley, and Allen all on the same page, sprinkle in Strus in there, Merrill can shoot some threes, get a core moving, still play a solid defense. I think the defensive mindset within all the guys is still going to be there, even if we bring like a very offensive heavy-minded coach into the organization. So if this team can still play some solid defense, but get the offense clicking and make everything run through Mitchell and Garland and Mobley and Allen and just make it work. That's the problem. Make it fucking work. It's like we had 2 years. J.B. Bickerstaff could not get it to work with Donovan Mitchell and Darius Garland. It was like when both of them were on the court, Mitchell could get 30, Garland would get like 13, 14. If Mitchell was alone, he would get like 40 to 50. If Garland was alone, he'd get about 30 to 35 points. It's just like they could not find a way to play with each other. Now, like I was saying with the Cavaliers and what kind of constitutes why this job is probably the better job. When you look at the Lakers roster, they have a solid roster. When you look at the Cavs roster, they have a roster ready to win now. You have your All-NBA guy in Donovan Mitchell. You have your All-Stars in Garland, and Jared Allen arguably is probably an All-Star, and Mobley as well. Defensive player caliber players and Mobley and Allen. You have great role players from a core, like I said, if he comes back. Sam Merrill. Yang is very up and down. Dean Wade is a solid perimeter defender and just all-around shooter. Hell, I forgot about Karis LeVert. He's still on the team, and he can still get you some buckets. He played okay in the playoffs. He started off very weak. He kind of started to pick up his pace as the series went on. I would say this, though. You kind of have to look at the teams in 2 different kind of pictures. Are you wanting to win now, or are you trying to win maybe next season? Because if you're trying to win now and you're looking at the teams and saying, like, I need a roster that's ready to go, and I can coach, and I can go out there, and we can go far in the playoffs, possibly maybe win a championship this season, the Cavaliers is your roster. Like I said, you got great players all around. The coach, the front office is going to buy into you. They're ready for you to they're going to hand over the keys. It's like, here's your roster. It's ready to go. The car is fueled up with gas. All you gotta do is drive. Whereas when you have the Lakers, which one thing people don't realize is the Lakers are very controlling. Rob Pelinka and Jeannie, those two with the Lakers, they are very controlling. They want to control the roster. They want to control your coaching staff. They control nearly everything. And I think it's part of the reason why Hurley, the coach from UConn, decided not to come be the coach of the LA Lakers. He probably saw the money, said it's good, it's okay, not really the best, and then he also kind of started hearing about what they were going to do, what the plan was for him with the Lakers, and he just started thinking, I have more control and more free input on what I wanted to do with the UConn. I'm not coming here. It's like, why would I leave UConn where I am the coach, the GM, the president, the owner, the janitor? I am everything to the franchise. Whereas here, I'm just like basically another player. And hell, you guys make it seem like you wanted me so bad. I am the #1 choice. You're not even making me like close to highest paid. You may be like top 6, top 7 highest paid. But I'm gonna kind of wrap it up by saying this. If I was an NBA head coach, I would honestly look at 2 teams and I would say, I want to be the Cavs head coach. Now, who's going to be the Cavs head coach? That remains to be seen. I've been seeing some news around Charlotte's assistant, Timberwolves assistant, Knicks assistant. There was a couple of different teams, assistant coaches that have been kind of interviewing for who could be possibly the Cavs head coach. And when it comes to the Lakers, now that Dan Hurley is gone and not going to be the head coach of the Lakers and he going back to UConn, I don't really know what they're going to do. Is Lakers going to go back to the JJ Redick saga and try to hire him? We'll see. But like I said, if it came down to these 2 teams, I'm rolling with the Cavs. Like I said, weaker conference, so it's much easier. You don't have to go battle through that Western Conference. You got a better litter of players, better role players, better stars. And if Donovan Mitchell signs that extension, you know you have your stars locked up for more years than what Lakers are kind of living in. Where LeBron, he's living on a year-to-year basis of how long is he going to play. But other than that, I think I'm going to wrap it up there. Hopefully you guys did go and enjoy today's video. If you did enjoy, as always, make sure you go and drop a like on today's video. Be very much appreciated if you do so. If you wanted to watch the entirety of today's video, thank you very much. And like I said, if you have a different opinion, do you agree or disagree with anything I said? Do you think the Cavs are the better head coaching job? Do you think the Lakers are the better head coaching job? Whatever your opinion may be, leave a complete opinion down in the comment section down below. Be more than welcome to talk about with you guys. If you're a fan of the content that I do poster and you want to go and hit the big red subscribe button, feel free to do so. And do not forget to hit that little notification bell to be notified second to post. But without further ado, this has been Don't Talk Sports. Have a great day. Peace.